Thank you for staying with us. For almost 50 years, the Mount Pleasant Animal Shelter has been providing exceptional care for homeless animals, working tirelessly to find a permanent, loving home for every cat and dog that they serve. The holiday season can be a joyous time for many, but it also could be a dangerous time for pets. Joining us now to share a little bit more is Mount Pleasant Animal Shelter's Director of Outreach, Shania Spencer, and then Head Veterinarian, Dr. Mary Altomare. And we thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
So, I don't think that sometimes people understand what we talk about in terms of a dangerous time, possibly for pets, like I said, the lead. Would you just take a few moments and just share with us when this season is about, what are some of the dangers that pet owners should be paying attention to?
So there's a lot of them, and I'm happy to share. One of the main things that we, tend to overlook sometimes are the decorations. So, the big one, of course, around this time is the Christmas tree. So the easiest thing to kind of protect from that is really just to have the Christmas tree in a completely separate room, maybe baby gated or doggy gated off from everything else. But if that's impossible, maybe you have a very large dog, maybe you have a cat that can sail right on over that and that's going to laugh at you while you do. The best thing is to really just doggy proof that Christmas tree. So you want any sort of ornaments, if you're using candy canes or glass ornaments, very much up towards the star where the dogs and cats can't get at it. And especially tinsel. Tinsel is a big, big thing that we see around the holidays. Those cats, especially like these guys, they love to go ahead and bat that tinsel. It's very shiny, and they can go ahead and ingest it, and it can be very detrimental to them, sometimes even needing surgery, right? So we want to make sure that the tinsel is just kept in the store where it's nice and pretty and nowhere near your animals.
Yeah. Shania, tell me a little bit more about the work that you do.
So I am the volunteer coordinator here. So I onboard all the volunteers and I train them on all the shelter duties that's needed for the shelter. And I also do outreach events where I can onboard more volunteers.
And so during this time, what about adopting a adopting a pet? How does that play? I mean, sometimes for families, they want to have that addition to their family, and pets are the way to go. Are we finding more and more people during the holidays do this?
Yes. Like we're always talking to people about adopting for kittens and puppies here at the shelter.
Right. Dr. Mary, come through with this one. When we talk about adopting a pet, right? Adopting a pet would be a wonderful thing, but we still deal with COVID-19, right? So there may be some questions on the part of family members about COVID-19, trying to navigate an adoption, and how safe is it? Your thoughts?
Well, I know personally at Mount Pleasant Animal Shelter, we do absolutely everything we can. We have temperature checks at the door. We have limited people in the building at one time. Obviously, we're all normally wearing masks. So we do, take precautions like that. But as far as choosing what animal would be wonderful for this time of year, since we are still in the pandemic, a lot of people are blessed to have a lot more time, at home, a lot more time with their family, which is wonderful. But, we also have to think about post COVID-19 as well. So we might have lots and lots of time right now. Maybe we're just doing, Zoom meetings for our jobs and things like that, where we're able to care for a pet that's maybe high needs, but maybe come 6 months from now, everything might go back, hopefully, to a little bit more normal, where we're working 10-hour work days and things like that. And all of a sudden, we're not able to care for that pet like we were before. So my biggest advice is obviously, make sure the shelter that you're adopting from is, practicing COVID safe policies, but also when you're looking for that personality of the pet, make sure it matches, your lifestyle post COVID-19. So, you make sure you have time for everybody.
Yeah. What are we learning in COVID-19 in terms of, we've been limited, we've had social isolation. How does that pass on to pets? Are we dealing with, are there any things that we can pinpoint to say, hey, pets are navigating through this well too, or is it a good season for them? In spite, it may not be the best season for us.
Pets are living their best life, to be honest. They have their owners home all day long. What more can you ask for? They're getting all the love, all the attention, and a lot of people, like you were saying, they all of a sudden do have time and do have that space to kind of welcome new animals into their world. So, really, we're having animals fly off the shelves, so to speak. So it's really a wonderful time. The biggest thing would be almost animals getting a little too attached to their owners. So if they do have to go back to work soon, I think they might have a a little bit of a hard time. So just making sure, you know, they have their exercise and things like that still on board when you do happen to go back to work. Maybe some dog trainers and things like that come in to visit and make sure they're not too lonely. Or you can just get two, right?
Yeah, I mean, well, I think you hit the nail on the head. I think when I go back, and I'm back in the studio, the one that's here with me, he really is very clingy, so he will be having some issues. It is, you know, it is what it is. Shania, what can we do to make your job a little bit more easier? I mean, I guess the phone calls are flooding in, right?
Honestly, just come in and see the animals. That's really what can help us out. We're here to provide them the best care and to get them a loving home. So honestly, just keep doing it. Keep coming here, keep seeing the animals, and keep finding your forever pet.
Yeah. How hard is that process? I mean, you know, for somebody who says, listen, this might be my first time wanting to get a pet, right? So they're going to come see you. When they come see you, what's that process like from the time they walk through the door to walking out with a pet?
Yeah, so first, like due to COVID, our first protocol is you have to call the shelter to set up an appointment. So once you set up an appointment, you come in, you see the dogs, you see the cats, and if someone meets your eye that you'd like to meet, then you fill out a one-page application. You get to meet with an adoption counselor, and that's where they'll explain to you a little bit more about the animal and all their needs and any questions that you may need. You can ask them about being a first-time pet owner. They'll answer anything that you need. They'll let you meet with the animal, and then you guys can bond. And then if everything works out, then you're able to adopt.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. So for people who want to get in touch, what do they do?
So please go to our website, njshelter.org. That's where you can see our animals that we have currently up for adoption.
All righty. Well, Dr. Mary, we want to thank you so much for being with us. Shania, thank you so much for being with us as well. We are hoping that this season will be a pet safe and friendly season. And for both of you, I hope you guys enjoy the holiday.
Thank you. You
too.
too.
All righty. All right. Well, I want you to stay connected to us. Now, if you want more information, please do not hesitate. I'm going to get that information for you right here. And it is, what you can do is visit them at their website, njshelter.org, and then follow them on Instagram at MP Animal Shelter. Once again, MP Animal Shelter. All right. We are taking a quick break. We've got more open. Stay with us. We're coming right back in a few.